We're joined today by musician Kiran Ahluwalia. We're talking about her new album, Comfort Food. She's also coming to Minneapolis at the Cedar Center on May 11th. Kiran, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Well, first of all, can you tell us a bit about your music for the listeners out there maybe who haven't discovered you yet?
Absolutely. It is modern Indian music. It is very hard to describe it in words. So much easier for people to just listen to what it is. It's modern Indian music. It's got a very contemporary feel, and it's a reflection of my hyphenated culture, being born in India, brought up in Canada. So it has a very Western feel to it. I am influenced by jazz via my husband and guitarist in the band, Reza Bassi. And beyond my hyphenated dual cultural citizenship, I'm a global citizen. So global influences are open for me to take. And in my case, I really fell in love with African desert blues, the Saharan blues from Mali and Algeria. So I've collaborated with a lot of musicians from that region. I've studied that music, and I have a lot of that influence in my guitarists that are on the new album as well, the new album Comfort Food.
Yeah, the new album. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What are we in store with for the new album?
Well, the personal edges into the political on the new album. So I've got some personal love songs, one of them being a Punjabi song called Pancake. And I wrote this in the style of a Punjabi folk song. And I sing the song in my Punjabi accent, Pancake. And the song is about the time when my then boyfriend, now husband of 19 years, Rez Abbasi, and I, we were on vacation. We had already been dating and touring at the same time. So it was a dual touring together and dating, performing concerts together and dating kind of thing. But then we went on our first vacation and we were having breakfast, and I looked over at him and he looked really downtrodden, really forlorn and sad. Then I looked at his plate and it was empty. So I said, well, you can have my pancakes, because his pancakes were all finished. So he was just so super overjoyed that he said, I love you. and and this has been a theme in our 19-year marriage. I share my sugar, and he says, I love you. It never happens for broccoli or vegetables, just only for sugar. So there are those kinds of personal stories that I've made songs of on the album, but the personal does edge into the political, and the main focus of the album is activism, and there's songs of protest and dissent against ethnic nationalism the world over. Here in America, the song Tera Jag, which translates as Your World, is a song I wrote about feeling overwhelmed when talking to people on the opposite political side. And, we've all got our tribal politics and are unwilling to, move and listen to each other. And it's so this polarization is so overwhelming that Tera Jag is basically a lament to all of us. It translates as your world, so I'm basically talking to everybody. I'm saying your world. I'm pointing to everybody. I'm saying your world, and I'm saying your world is basically turning into a toilet. So it's about that feeling of being overwhelmed with the polarization. There are a few songs that also address ethnic nationalism in India that spills over into the Indian diaspora. The Indian diaspora is the largest diaspora, 32 million people worldwide who are outside of India. And so it is the largest diaspora in the United States as well. And that the politics of India, the discrimination and racialization in India spills over into Indians here in America. And there are a few songs, Jaane Jahan being one of them, in which I'm saying that, there are the plethora of religions in India. And if we don't stand by each other, then it's the word humanity is really a hollow word. That we're humans, but we don't have any humanity. The song is trying to talk about the ways in which we are all similar. If I cut myself, if I cut you, it's the same shade of red that comes out of us. We all have the same salty tears and feel that same pain and joy. And so this is the focus of the album, to talk about the fact that we are more similar than different.
Excellent. And I have to say the music is beautiful, and your voice especially. And I will say that, even if I can't understand the language or the Punjabi kind of influences, a white guy like me from the Midwest can still appreciate this music for sure.
Well, thank you for saying that. And I have composed it with that in mind. I'm someone who was born in India but brought up in the West, Canada, and here in New York City. And both of these cultures are within me, and I have friends who understand Indian languages and friends that don't. And when I compose, I want to be happy with the tune and the arrangement, because I have to rehearse it so many times that you really do have to love the tune to be able to go with it. But at the same time, I'm cognizant of the fact that the music has to speak beyond the words, and whatever emotion is in the words, I try to carry that within the melody and within the rhythm and within the arrangement, whether it's a melancholy tune or a happy tune. I think people can tell and relate to that emotion within the song, regardless of the language.
And I think it's great that you're able to blend your more traditional kind of influences with the Western sounds. And I know you've won some Juno Awards for your past albums. So, there's obviously an audience and an appreciation for your style of music, here in North America.
There is definitely an audience, but to be honest, it is very hard to get people out after COVID. The levels of audiences have not returned post-COVID. I think people are becoming either very comfortable just sitting on couches watching Netflix, or I don't know, are they feeling insecure about something? They're not venturing out of their homes. But people have forgotten the way in which, when you're sitting with other 3D human beings, not virtually, but right there, and there's live music happening a few feet away from you, the way in which your heart reverberates with that rhythm, with that melody, I think people have forgotten that. So it's a little bit of, I'm going to have to say, it's a little bit of an uphill battle to tour the album right now.
Well, again, the new album from Kiran Ahluwalia is out now, Comfort Food, and I know you're coming our way here to Minneapolis at the Cedar Center, May 11th. Is this the first time you'll be playing here in Minnesota?
No, it's definitely the second and maybe the third. I've played, every time I've played in Minneapolis, I've played at the Cedar Cultural Center. Definitely played there once, and I can't remember if it was twice. But it hasn't been for a very, very long time. So I think I'm returning after 15 years or so.
Wow.
So I would really love to see everybody come.
Well, can you tell us a bit about what we can expect at the show? I know you mentioned your husband is playing with you. Do you have a full band with you on stage?
Yes, I have a full band with me. Rez Abbasi is playing electric guitar, and Dhavat Jani is playing drums. Nitin Mitta is playing tabla, which is Indian percussion, and Luis Simao is going to be playing both accordion and Oregon. Myself, of course, I'm singing.
Excellent. I know you've got a lot of other shows coming up, a few in the States here, and then it looks like you're playing overseas this summer. So you've got a lot in store coming up this year.
Yes, I literally just came back home to New York City yesterday from our Canadian tour, and we're super excited to start the U.S. tour this week. And then later on in June, we're going to Europe.
Excellent. Well, again, Kiran will be at the Cedar Center in Minneapolis on May 11th. And I know comfort food is just out here. Is there something else maybe you've got in store or something we should be watching out for?
Well, I've made a lot of videos for this album. It used to be that you just made one video per album, but I've made a lot of great videos. There's a great dance video, a Bhangra dance, which is a Punjabi folk dance video for the song Pancake. So people can Google Pancake and Kiran Ahluwalia, or go to my website, which is kiranmusic.com, which is KIRAN music.com. And then we did a wonderful video for the song Tera Jug, TERA and then JUGG. And that was shot in the Mojave Desert. And then my website has a whole bunch of other new videos that are supporting this album.
Wonderful. Thank you again. It's been great speaking with you.
Thank you. Lovely speaking with you.
And again, that was Kiran Ahluwalia. Her new album, Comfort Food, is available now, and she'll be in Minneapolis at the Cedar Center on May 11th.